seen Saturn. Drop this top off the box, let you count it. I am him, get in full sun. Score this bitch, she's got an and one. I got weed and I got fun. Flying off, I am a Martian.
In space, doing my thinking. Free my love and sinking. My energy, say fuck off to
all my enemies, all my enemies. Say fuck off to all my enemies. That's where we're at there. And you know I got this valley. Sanity. Humanity. Now, don't miss. Boom. That's another one right there for you. That's I'll unmute that too. That's a new song I got out there. I got a little bit of a Bay Area feel a little bit to it, but or maybe not. Maybe old school. It depends who you talk to. But yeah, I love that song. When I record music and then I have a song I really like, and just listening to it over and over again, thinking about, okay, ooh, I like how that came out, the beat, I'm trying to work on it. It's something I'm excited about, my art. And then it always reminds me of the band Weezer. Every time I come up with a song that I like, because there's a song, it's like in my garage, he writes the songs he likes, like kind of messing it up somewhere. But it just always reminded me to write the songs that I like. And that's kind of always said, I'm a conduit, and I'm just, boom, I pick the guitar up, a piano, I'm find a beat, whatever I'm doing, I'm playing drums, I'm actually playing drums, whatever it is I'm playing, it's what I like. Ooh, I like that. I'm not trying to impress anybody or be anything. Sometimes, like I said, most of the lyrics, like that song right there, let me see what the lyrics are to this song. Yeah. Now I got this valley. Roll this salad. 115, let me know it's valid. I don't know if you've ever seen Saturn. Drop this top off the box, Central Cali. Not me. You know what I mean? That's not me. It's like writing a book. You know what I mean? It's creativity. I'm not dropping the top off my box. I wish I had an IROC Z and I'm dropping the top off it, but I don't have a convertible IROC Z. That'd be sweet. The guy down the street does. Yeah. And it says, I am him, get in full sun. Like, I'm the guy, I'm in my convertible, tops off, and getting full sun. I scored this bitch, and she's got an and one. That terminology right there means, one, that's not me either, some guy gets a girl, and she comes with an and one. So you get the girl and one. It could be another girl. It could be some, substance that comes with her. She's like got a bag of mushrooms or something. She could be pregnant. That could be the and one. Whatever the and one is to you, she comes with an and one. That's not me either. That's not me. So, and it says, I got weed, I got fun, flying off, I am a Martian. I'm pretty fun, I guess. But I'm not bringing the party. So I said, I just write. It's fun to me. Like, okay, it makes sense. And I know, just like writing a book, I've written this whole line of books called You, Tommy. I published one. It's on Amazon. Check it out. It's for kids. It's like teenagers and like that. But I have actually 13 of them written, but there's not all finished. Only a couple of them are finished. Publish them. Get them aside. It's a pain in the ass. I'm doing it all myself, and I don't know what I'm doing. So, but I'm not a 12-year-old kid, and none of that stuff. I'm just writing ideas and stuff. I wrote a movie. The movie's kind of about me a little bit, but not much. But the idea of where I can, come from, I think sometimes you get a little bit of you is in everything. You know what I mean? I guess but the song's not me, a little bit, but the feeling and I think the part that is me is the swagger. The cockiness to it. I got this valley. Rolled that salad. 115, let you know I'm valid. I am him, get in full sun. Got a bitch, and she comes with an and one. That's not how it goes, exactly. But, the swagger of the song is me. So, but yeah, Weezer, I know it's kind of off, but that's how ADHD works. You have this associative thinking constantly, and things are always in your memory, thinking about it. So, get back. back to my topics. What am I talking about today? Let's see what I start with. Sidney Powell. And this is some of these things I write out through the week. I'm like, okay, it just says Sidney Powell, please guilty. And then I got to go off on it. You know what I mean? It's funny that it says, you know how this rolls, bro. When people get arrested, there's one or two dudes in the group that are for lifers. One of those guys is definitely going to flip on the other guy. And then everybody else are just hanging honors. They're like, no, dude, I actually got regular life. You know, I'm just hanging out, with you guys. I mean, like, I didn't know we were all getting arrested. You know what I mean? So, Sidney Powell in the Trump case, I mean, she flipped. Nothing flipped, but she's speaking. Everybody's going to start, okay, I'll tell you what happened. You give me probation and $5,000 fine, gone. I'll tell you. I'll write you a book. I'll make you drawings. You want drawings? I'll write you a song. Ding, 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 ding. So, yeah, of course they're going to flip. You know what I mean? That's how it happens. I'll keep the beat going with it. Yeah. Sidney Powell. She's going to flip. She knows what she needs to get, so she gets. They're going to cash her out on some probation. She's going to tell you all the information. She's going to flip.
Roll this salad. 115, let me know.
See? But yeah. Going to give you all the information. You like that? See? Write that. Right. Alset. Write that down. Where we at? 7 minutes. Sweet. Money. So, the producer Offset. I don't know if I mentioned that. Yeah. Offset. There you go. Okay. Sometimes it's hard to get help in town. So you go where you can. You know what I mean? That's the part where the song, I'm fun. I am a Martian. Alset. He's the Martian. Another topic we talked about. Anyway, Sidney Powell flipped, and I wrote this a couple days ago, and someone else today, they pleaded guilty. Get ready for the guilty pleas. People, no one's going to, they're like, what are we doing? We're going down for what ship? That's like getting on a cruise ship, and everybody on the cruise ship, this is like the greatest life ever. We can just do this forever. And then after like 4 days, like, I hate everybody on this cruise ship. What's going to happen? Don's going to be in charge? Who elected Donald? I don't care if he has the most money. He's fucking dumb. And they're like, we're all off the cruise ship. So yeah, that's what everybody's doing. Everybody's jumping ship. Man, that was a pretty good correlation. That was an accident. But yeah, just jumping ship. So who'd have guessed, right? Who'd have guessed? And so it comes down to it, like, it's going to be Donald Trump and then these couple of, it goes back to like Graceland. I always say there's some fundamental woven, like if, I was thinking about this the other day, if, I agree, black people of America, they have a woven in inherent trauma. Even if it sometimes didn't happen to them, it happened to their parents. It's just a way, when you, whole generation of trauma of things happening, you're not just going to be able to wipe that out. I mean, you're going to hold it. Even being poor. Generation of being poor, it continues with you, where people either just fucking stay poor their whole life, like really, really frugal, or when they get money, they just spend it all. And, but if you come with money, you start to be a little tighter with it. Like, this is my money. That's your money. You know what I mean? But, when you're poor, it's like, man, I hope someone gives me some money. You know what I mean? It's being poor. People don't understand. But there's just, I would say, if I admit there is an ingrained trauma with that, I think there's also an ingrained racism, which is, understood. Not understood today. Like, please, let's work through it. But yeah, I always know there's a bunch of white people that are racist. Like, I hear white people all the time say racist stuff. It's crazy how much racism I hear. I'll give you an example. There was a guy that I was kind of doing small business with, and I just got to know him. He seemed pretty cool, and he had this guy who was helping him out all the time. And I want to give you the business, give my finger out this guy. People are. I don't need to call anybody out. But he had a black person working with him. You know what I mean? The guy was super cool. I love the guy. I can't remember his name right now, but I'm not going to call him. I can remember his name. I'm not going to I had a nickname for him. I can give his nickname because he was a super cool guy. Man, happiest guy. When I see people like that guy, just happy, it's like, fuck, dude, I got to fix my life. So, but he was a great guy and was helping out, and, once again, this guy, all I know is the interaction I've had with him in person. So who knows outside that, but my person interaction, great guy. And I don't care what he did outside that, it still wouldn't take me to the part B. So the guy that I'm doing business with, next day, the helper guy is not there anymore. I'm like, hey, where's so-and-so? He's like, oh, he's not here. He's all, F that guy. And then he dropped an N-bomb. I'm like, huh? The dude was helping you? He's like, yeah, just a bunch of N-words. I'm like, man. Thinking in my head, like, okay, I guess we're not friends and we're not doing business. I don't know this guy enough, even to like, I'm just like, this guy stay, he's, in his own stupor. He was already in, it wasn't, he's already been kind of ostracized. I'm like, I'm going to let you stay here. And then somebody did some electrical work at his house. He's like, yeah, an N-word did that too. I was like, what? Like, that was crazy. Like, why would you think in the first place that like, I'm just going to be like, cool. Yes. The more you know. I'm like, fuck this guy. I mean, we're not doing business ever. Haven't talked to him since. But yeah, it's just crazy. That guy's racist, but like, but with that guy's racism, it's funny because he loves black people. I mean, like, not loves black, but they love to help him. Like, it's like almost like that's part of the racism, I guess. They're like, I'm a king. I'll have you help me. Haha, I got you. But with a lot of the black people I've interaction with, there is a lot of racism towards white people. You know what I mean? And it might be from every other white people that they've ever interacted with, or just TV and society. So it's like, okay, you're one of them. Like, I'm not. So, but I guess they all say that, right? Just like, so it is what it is. But I feel I've always gotten a lot more racism from black people to me than I would allow black people to get from white people. Like that guy, I think he said the guy wasn't showing up because they had an altercation. So they already had an indifference. I'm like, okay, cool. And you guys aren't going to be hanging out no more. Cool. Falling out. You know what I mean? But I've been at work where I've heard some racist stuff, and then I got to speak up. I'm going in front of the board. We're filling out paperwork. We're all getting laid off. That's how it works out. So, but, I can look back and say I did the right thing. And when I run into those people, my friends, you know what I mean? I'll be like, hey, cool. They're like, yeah, Reuben, thanks for getting my back. Like, well, hopefully you do the same for me. I know you wouldn't, because no one ever does. And I mean, that's not even a racist thing. That's people. People never got your back. I mean, I swear. People got their own back. That people, typically, all races, they got their own back. You know what I mean? Unless you're poor. Sometimes you got each other's back in poor situations when you're forced. But most people, no, man, they got nobody's back, But racism in football is a really popular thing. Like Brock Purdy, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, his first year, he had a low completion ratio, and he's pretty successful, but they anointed him as the greatest quarterback in history. Brock Purdy has been pretty much spotless, and they're like, I don't know. He's kind of short, and like, basically what they're saying, he's white. I mean, he's a white quarterback. You know what I mean? There's a lot of racism in football. They'll use terms like, I've heard a coach recently say, we need a more athletic. You know what I mean? More athletic. We talk about, it's about, making baskets kind of. We're not, I don't care how the guy did it. I don't care if he did 15 leg things and then shot and made. I want the guy who makes the most baskets. You know what I mean? I want the guy who throws the most completions. You know what I mean? Not the guy who has the most concussions. You know what I mean? So, yeah, racism. It's crazy out there nowadays. Religion and everything, man. It's just wild. And I try to always. I'm about accountability and character, about what people have with each other. So like I said, I'm understanding when people do have a lot of racism. You know what I mean? No, sir. I am understanding when minority groups sometimes react in a racist way because they've been treated like racist all the time. I mean, but I see it all the time. I remember I tell a story when I was like 10. I was at a dance, and I took a friend with me. We were camping. My friend took a guy with me, and my sister is older. She took a girl with her, and then I liked the girl, and then went camping. And she was flirting with my friend, and I was butthurt and jealous. I'm sad, and some girl comes up to me and she's like, "Hey, you want to dance?" And I said, "No," because really I want to dance with my sister's friend. And then she's like, "Why? Why do you want to dance with my friend?" And then this kid I just met camping, he's all, "Because she's Mexican." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm Mexican." He's all, "Oh, he's okay with it then." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, 10. Like, that was the craziest thing anybody said. But then, like, it made me think, like, through that guy's eyes. As soon as he saw that girl, he didn't say, "Oh, girls." He saw Mexicans. And I was like, man, I realized at, very young age, it's like, wow, you guys see things differently than I do. I just saw people over there, and you saw Mexicans. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, I been on job sites where my friends have experienced racism, and then and they're like, man, I fucking hate white guys. I'm like, I understand. Fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like there was like everybody was like 9 out of 10 of us were great. It was like me. I was the only guy that's fucking stuck up for me out of the 9 other fucking guys. So I'm like, okay, I get it. I get why you get a little racism, But I always hope people, go, step by step. It's just like, police officers, When I was a kid, we were out in the field, once again, on a street. I think I was about 8 or 10, 12 years old, played football a lot. Lots of two-hand touch in the street. And I'll never forget the one time a cop pulled over, came down the street, got out of his car. And we're like, every time we see a car, we get out of the street. But there was a cop car, so you definitely get out of the street. We don't know. We're 12 years old. We're like, we're on the street. We're busted. All I know is Dukes of Hazzard and TV shows. When the cops come, someone's getting in trouble. And it might be us. The cop gets out of his car, and he's, hey, big man, throw me the ball. It was a white guy. I was doing my impression of Boys in the Hood. Anyways, so throw him but I look white, but I'm Mexican, and then a big 49er fan, right? And we had Ronnie Lott. Ronnie Lott, yeah, I love who he was, but I was like, well, I don't exactly fit that mold either, but man, he fit me more. Joe Montana, I love Joe Montana, but it's like he's kind of a stiff white dude, like my dad. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't me. Dwight Clark, not me. You know what I mean? That wasn't me either. You know what I mean? Like he's kind of stiff, and I remember when I played wide receiver, I'm like, I could do way more moves than Dwight Clark. Dwight Clark was very stiff, and it was my first jersey I had was '87. But Dwight Clark was me. And then Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice was cool too, but still, for me, I thought Jerry Rice was not as hip as the Run DMC and LL Cool J stuff that I'm over here listening to. I'm listening to I'm Bad, and Jerry Rice was awesome, and he was one of my favorite guys and all. I had him on the wall forever, but not me. Then baseball, Jose Canseco, Mark McGuire, nah. Ricky Henderson, Now you're talking. Ricky Henderson was my guy. That's what I identify. Speed, attitude. Man, Ricky Henderson, man, I see that guy's like, oh, yes, what I like. Matter of fact, when I was a big 49er fan, when Deion Sanders came to 49ers, I made sure I had myself a 21 Deion Sanders jersey. 2-1, straight out from, I wonder how that came out on TV. That'll come out, right? 2-1. How about that? Boom, boom. That was maybe 12. That's 2-1. Sweet. Anyways, yeah, Deion Sanders was my guy. And that's where I really identified Deion Sanders, Merton Hanks. Those were the people. Jeff Garcia, not so much. My friend identified a lot by Jeff Garcia, but me, that wasn't really, this didn't represent me. You know what I mean? Run DMC, like the energy, like really like, okay, I feel that. I didn't want to be passionate like those people. And then just like Daryl, just his lyrics were just like, like everything he said, and I was like, that's how it needs to be. I was definitely not going to be that cool. Okay. So I was like, okay, I got to work on some stuff. And I remember when I was a kid, I was going to dress like Jodeci one day. I might have said the story before. I went to the store and I picked out my clothes because the parents, they give you like $150, $200. Like, this is all you get. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to budget how this shopping trip is going to go down. Because I go with my mom. My mom's like, let's go to Mervin's. I don't want to go to Mervin's, Mom. And so I'm like, slowly, I'm like, look, this, if I get this, and this, I'll be happy. I can get 2 pairs of pants, 5 shirts, 2 pairs of shoes. Good. But I'm going to dress like Jodeci. So I was looking at it, and I was thinking in my head, I even drew it one time. I drew a picture of me like Jodeci, and I was like, I can't tuck my jeans into my boots and wear a big old puffy jacket. I'm 110 pounds, So didn't dress like that. I just wore regular jeans and, t-shirt. Looked like a poor kid from Greece, which I didn't represent with any of those people either. Like, those people don't look like me. Like, kind of like, actually, they, the guy, hey, Sandra D, I kind of look like him, unfortunately. But, I don't know. It wasn't my guy either. So anyways, yeah. Racism and identity and true. I always tell this story is like, big Jordan fan, when I was a kid, Spud Webb, Dominique Wilkins. Those are my 2 guys right there. Spud Webb, Dominique Wilkins. I thought they were great. Gary Payton. Love that guy. But I always thought when I was playing basketball, I can slam dunk it. When I was a little bit younger, 15 years old, I can jump up there and slam, play a lot of stuff. So I was like, okay, I can do this. There's nothing that these guys on sports can do that I can't do, So I thought, okay, everything's cool. And then rapping, I thought, okay, I just got to figure out rap too. I'm going to write some lyrics. I was writing lyrics. I was in the newspaper when I was like 15 for rap, but I started writing right away. I'm like, okay, I can figure this out. Of course, I had nothing to rap about. I don't got enough Legos to build any of my shit. I got one over here, then the dog went and bit. I got none of my toys, just half of them. My mom bought them at a yard sale for all of them. Something like that. Being broke. Anyways, yeah, so, yeah, I never seen a separation of any, like, I don't know, people say like, well, he's good at basketball because, he's black or something. Or like, I heard Deion Sanders say, well, you can't be a DB because you're white. Defensive backs are not totally white. I never felt any of that like in life, until I heard Delirious by Eddie Murphy. And I was like, what the, this guy is funnier than like, how is this even, this guy's hilarious. Eddie Murphy might be the funniest person in the world. How's he so funny? It doesn't even make sense. He must have special powers. Like, he was so funny. I'm like, it had to be something. I've never met anybody or known anybody even possible to do that. I met athletes. I knew when I was a kid, I was like 5 years old. He can ride a bicycle, a wheelie around the block 100 times. Like nonstop wheelie guy. There's always a wheelie guy, right? But it was like, there was a million times. When I was like 4, I remember the people would throw me up in the air, like hand and feet, and they're like swinging. I'd do a flip and land on the ground. Nothing ever amazed me. Playing basketball, sports. I always thought I was going to be a professional baseball player as a kid. But nobody did what Eddie Murphy did. I was just like, what the hell? This guy's special. Like, what is it? There's something special about this. He's just not normal. It has to be something about him. That's the only time I ever felt like there's something he has, whatever it is, that's unobtainable by me. When I was like, I can never do whatever that dude is doing. He must be born with it. Like, that's what special powers born with. Obviously now I'm like, oh yeah, Michael Jordan's special. Like, obviously, I get it now as an adult, but as I was growing up, I was just like, yeah, we're all the same. And then I heard Eddie Murphy. I'm like, nope, Eddie Murphy's special. Special, perfect. 'Cause I never stood next to, like, you know, a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? You're fucking, no wonder you're so damn good. Anyways, yeah. Well, and obviously, when I got a little older, you know, I was way past delirious. We saw Mike Tyson. I was into boxing. I was really into Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard, that's another guy. Sugar Ray was a guy I kind of represented. Like, I was like, yeah, I like Sugar Ray Leonard. That was my kind of guy, you know. A little bit of cockiness, a little bit of flair, kind of calm, you know, kind of pretty boy, you know, tough guy. I really like that. You know what I mean? I thought that, you know, like that I felt like Sugar Ray Leonard. Then Mike Tyson came around. I was like, oh, I'm not going outside. And there's people like that out there. Never going outside again. Mike Tyson's everywhere. You know what I mean? I'm scared. Mike Tyson's like, what the fuck? People gonna do that? Mike Tyson's killing people. You know what I mean? But yeah, and, you know, but just never seen like I said, I had a friend when I was like, I think I was like 12, 14 years old, played basketball. He was small, skinny. Man, if he ever got in a fight, whole body would fall apart. Nerd. He was a nerd completely. Love the guy. Great friend of mine. But playing basketball, dude, he'd do the Steph Curry stuff back in the day. And I was just like, why aren't you playing basketball for your team? And he's like, it's not, you know, he was kind of the nerd, you know, he wasn't in the in group, you know, so it didn't matter. People didn't know he was good. So, but I was like, dude, you're fucking amazing. Person maybe amazing me because I was much younger and I sucked. But I was like, dude, you're like fucking Steph Curry. And he's like, who's Steph Curry? I'm like, never mind. You'll figure it out when you get older. This next one's, no, sorry, this is Back to the Future reference. Is this plugged in? Yeah, here we go. Watch this.
One of the best looking motherfuckers you've ever seen.
Man, it was crazy. So, yeah, I can end it there. But I got a lot more to talk about. CVS, I talked about this before, is they're pulling their fentanyl perforin, whatever it is. DayQuil, NyQuil, whatever that shit is inside DayQuil, doesn't work. Never worked. Sue them forever. Like all the stuff we bought, it doesn't work. They said placebo works just as good. Next time, people say, can I get some DayQuil? Like, yeah, I got some right here. And then they open their mouth. So close your eyes. Slap them across the face. It doesn't work. They tricked us. DayQuil doesn't work. It doesn't prevent you from getting cold. Don't get me wrong. DayQuil works. DayQuil works. Just depends what you're using it for, right? But yeah. So CVS is just taking all of that off the shelf. Side note, DayQuil is half off now in the back of all CVS's. I'm not going to talk about much about the war over there in Israel. I'm not making a joke of it. And the whole thing over there is sadness. I said, it makes me more and more not want to be religious or like, man, we have to have not religion around. It's just sad. And I said, I made this last time, but I've never quoted Donald Trump in a positive manner in my life, but I'm going to say what Donald Trump said, and he didn't mean it, but I'm saying it. I just don't want people to die. You know, like, please, that gives me goosebumps. Like, please, guys, like, oh, man, the videos I've seen, am I going to have to adopt a bunch of, I can't take that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I can't watch any more videos of these kids. I'm going to have to adopt children. And then talking about racism and stuff, man, these are battles that are way bigger than, you know, that we should have to be dealing with. We need to fix some of this stuff. You know what I mean? I even say I'm running for office. Kevin McCarthy spot, elect me. Reuben Sadler, running for, I don't usually use my last name, but Reuben Sadler running for position to replace District 20, Kevin McCarthy. Elect me. I'm the guy. I mean, you need to stop some of this dumb stuff. But over there, it was crazy. They had fucking parachuting jetpacks. You know, that's straight out of like an 80s film. People are like, we never thought they would do that. Yeah, we seen in the 80s. They did that like in a Rambo one time or something like that. That's how they got in there. And everybody had jets like, you know, that's what's happening. I mean, well, sweet. That was just my daughter calling to tell me that she forgot what she called me to tell me about. So it happens. I can see if you listen to my podcast, I'm just halfway through. I forget what I should be writing it down. Plus, you know, I don't have anybody here besides Alset. Alset's fucking on TikTok the whole time. Crazy, ridiculous. Anyways, so yeah, they had lawnmower engines on with parachutes, and I mean, I wonder if the sales of that went on Amazon. People are like, we can get one of those. It reminded me of Shane saying Gil's joke. He was talking about when people in the Middle East, when they got monkey bars, like they were proud. They actually showed a video of monkey bars, and then they're like, "Oh, monkey bars! Get this, we got the fans and the parachutes, fucking you guys up." You know, I have no idea what accent that was. It was just a bunch of them. I figured I'm not going to go with anything, and just going to mix everything up, just gerbish, whatever it is. I'm not going to talk about that. Grand Canyon said, "Take off the locks, you nerd ass lovers. We don't care about you. Stop putting locks on shit. You're making a mess." So we can be done with that. I'm going to talk about this another time. I'll give you a heads up. Be ready for the next podcast. I read a story. Thieves stole 4,277 cases of alcohol. They issued a search warrant for an Apple phone 14 Pro Max. That's all they have so far. They think on that phone, some of the information. They apparently also stole the surveillance equipment. So we'll talk about that more later. Grindr fired most of their employees. It shows you, you know what I mean? No matter what, when you're in a situation with a gay person in there, you're going to get fucked up the ass. And Grindr just fucked all their employees up the ass and got rid of them. Telling you. That's a joke. But Grindr got rid of all the man. Talking about getting fucked up the ass. Grindr, like, man, you're really fucking us, Grindr. You know what I mean? But yeah, Grindr got rid of all their employees. I don't know what that means. Marie was stolen. Terrel Owens dropped a pass. Right, all set? Yeah. It's been a great episode. Like, share, subscribe. We out. Now you know I got this valid. Roll this salad. 115, let me know it's valid. I don't know if you ever seen Saturn. Drop this top out the box, let you count it. I am him getting full sun. Score this bitch, she's got an and one. I got weed and I got fun. Flying off, I am a Martian.
In space, doing my thinking. Free my love, sinking. My